MLB Trade Rumors is proud to present our 13th annual Top 50 Free Agents list, for the entire list of free agents, plus the ability to filter by signing status, position, signing team, and qualifying offer status. Check out our mobile-friendly free agent tracker here. New to MLBTR. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and download our free app for iOS and Android. MLBTR writers Steve Adams and Jeff Todd joined me in this collaboration, debating free agent contracts and destinations for many hours. We've edited these as much as possible, but with 50 predictions in the volatile free agent and trade marketplace, we know we'll be off on some. Let us know what you think in the comment section. On to our top 50 free agents. 1. Bryce Harper, Dodgers, 14 years, $420. Labeled a baseball prodigy at age 16, Harper was so good he chose to leave high school after 2 years and enroll in a junior college, fast-tracking him into the 2010 MLB draft. He went first overall to the Nationals and made his MLB debut as a 19-year-old, winning Rookie of the Year in 2012. In his 7 seasons with the Nets, Harper made 6 All-Star teams and won the NL MVP in 2015. Harper was easily the best hitter in baseball in 2015, though his only other top 10 finish in WRC was in 2017. As absurd as it sounds, it feels like Harper should have accomplished more in his 7 seasons with the Nationals. A typical 3-year look back, inconvenient given the timing of Harper's monster year, places him just 34th. Among position players in Fangraphs wins above replacement. Though he's faced 3 significant injuries at different points in his career, Harper has mostly quieted health concerns by playing in at least 147 games in 3 of the last 4 seasons. A right fielder by nature, Harper has also dabbled at the other outfield positions during his Nationals career. The Mike Trout-Bryce Harper debate has been settled, but Harper can reasonably be considered one of the 15 best hitters in baseball. He's a middle-of-the-order left-handed bat with the ability to hit 35 to 40 home runs and draw 120 walks. He also has a limitless ceiling, as evidenced by his MVP campaign. That brings us to his long-anticipated free agency, given his unique path to the majors and choice not to sign an extension with the Nationals. Harper reaches free agency having just celebrated his 26th birthday. There's some similarity to Alex Rodriguez's epic free agency, in which A-Rod signed a 10-year, $252 deal with the Rangers and made his debut with them several months before turning 26. Though Harper has not as accomplished as Rodriguez was, he's still in position to sign the largest contract in baseball history. Harper comes with a qualifying offer, though that won't deter his suitors. The current contract record belongs to Giancarlo Stanton, who signed a 13-year, $325 extension with the Marlins 4 years ago. 2 years before the slugger was slated to reach free agency, the free agent contract records both belong to A-Rod, who topped his own $252 benchmark by signing for $275 after the 2007 season. Those 3 contracts and many other megadeals included opt-out clauses, which have become de rigueur for marquee players. Harper is represented by Scott Boras, outspoken negotiator of many of the game's largest free agent contracts. We're predicting that Harper may take a page from the Stanton contract, and set aside average annual value records in search of maximum total dollars. Strange as it sounds, an unheard of 14-year term could benefit both sides, pushing Harper up past the coveted $400 mark but limiting his luxury tax hit to a relatively reasonable $30 per year. A well-placed opt-out clause or 2 would have immense value to the player as well. The Nationals may yet make a play to retain Harper, but otherwise, more teams can afford him than you might think. We see the Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Yankees, Giants, and Cardinals as the most likely suitors. The Cubs were the pick here until the very end, and they are still a good match, but payroll concerns pushed his switch to the Dodgers. The Braves are a long shot for Harper, but we should note that they have the means to sign him and an opening in right field. While it may seem hard to fathom, it is also worth noting that there are a few rebuilding teams, such as the Tigers, that could afford Harper or Machado. Whether or not any will seriously consider such a bold move is unknown, but you can bet that Boras will pitch them on the idea in order to build up the market. And it is worth bearing in mind that he ended up placing Eric Hosmer on the Padres last winter. 2. Manny Machado, Phillies, 13 years, $390. As generational as Harper's free agency may be, Machado's case is just as compelling. Machado, only 102 days older than Harper, draws significant value from his ability to play on the left side of the infield, a shortstop by choice. Machado spent the bulk of his career as a Gold Glove defensive third baseman with the Orioles. He was derailed with knee injuries in 2013-14 but averaged 159 games in the following 4 seasons. The Orioles, and eventually Dodgers, gave Machado his preferred shortstop position in his contract year, and results were mixed. Machado's defense at shortstop seemingly improved after leaving Baltimore, but there's not much data to go on. It's unclear whether Machado will force the issue and demand to play shortstop for his next team, or if he'll be open to returning to third base. Machado comes free of a qualifying offer by virtue of his mid-season trade. Beginning in 2015, Machado blossomed into an excellent hitter. In fact, he hasn't been far off Harper's pace in recent years despite a down 2017. Given his aforementioned defensive abilities, Machado compares favorably to Harper in WAR over the past 3 years. Machado may indeed be one of the 10 best position players in baseball heading into 2019, a case which probably cannot be made for Harper. Both players, interestingly, have been perceived as villains by fans in recent years. Machado's reputation is perhaps more deserved based on recent actions, and the criticism is two-pronged, that he is a dirty player, and that he doesn't always hustle. The latter charge, which has also been leveled at Harper at times, was worsened by a quote from Machado to The Athletic's Ken Rosenthal in October in which he admitted, "I'm not the type of player that's going to be Johnny Hustle." Machado's full quote was far more nuanced, as he went on to acknowledge his mistake and express desire to improve. Perhaps unsurprisingly, many chose only to focus on the more damning part of the quote, either not knowing or not caring that they weren't looking at his complete sentiments. As to the dirty charge, everyone, teams and fans alike, will have to assess for themselves. These 3 plays provide evidence to critics, though they certainly aren't representative of Machado's daily interactions on the ballfield. The postseason Machado narrative is overblown, as these things always are. But record-setting contracts are ownership-level decisions. If Machado's current narrative reduces the motivation of even one owner of a potential suitor, as John Heyman of FanCred Sports has suggested, it would certainly impact his earning power. Machado, who is represented by Don Lozano of MVP Sports Group, projects to land a contract similar to that of Harper. Both players should pass Stanton's $325 record. As for which of the two actually does better, we don't have a clear answer. Machado's suitors could include the Yankees, Phillies, Cubs, Cardinals, and White Sox. 3. Patrick Corbin, Yankees, 6 years, $129. No player in recent memory has done more to increase his value in one season than Corbin. The 29-year-old southpaw dominated in his 200 innings for the Diamondbacks this year, posting a 3.15 ERA, 11.1 K, 9, and 2.2 BB, 9 in 33 starts. Corbin had a breakout year in 2013 for the D-backs but went down for Tommy John surgery in March 2014. He had some stumbles post-surgery, particularly in 2016, but progressed from solid in 17 to possibly one of the 5 best starting pitchers in baseball this year. Corbin's velocity took a dip in May, setting off alarm bells, but it didn't seem to affect his performance and actually crept back up past 92 miles per hour in the second half. Corbin ramped his slider usage up past 40% this year to great success. Back in April, before Corbin seemed like a potential $100 guy, the pitcher admitted to Bob Nightingale of USA Today that it would definitely be great to pitch for his childhood team, the Yankees. The Yankees have the money and the need, but teams like the Astros, Braves, Phillies, Nationals, Dodgers, Giants, Angels, and Twins make sense too. With age on his side, we foresee a bidding war taking Corbin up past Yu Darvish money. He has been tagged with a qualifying offer by the Diamondbacks. 4. Dallas Keuchel, Nationals, 4 years, $82. Keuchel, 31 in January, won the Al Cy Young Award in 2015 and has since settled in as a solid but not quite spectacular starting pitcher. He and Corbin were 2 of only 13 pitchers this year to reach 200 innings. Keuchel is not a big strikeout guy, but the lefty has good control and keeps the ball in the yard due to a ground ball rate that perennially ranks among the league leaders. His ground ball rate actually rose as high as 66.8% in 2017. which was the best in baseball, though it fell back to 53.7% this year. Keuchel's worm-burning tendencies pair with a sustained knack for limiting hard contact, helping him to limit home runs far better than the league average pitcher. In 2018, he trailed only Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer and Zach Wheeler in terms of generating weak contact, and his opponent's hard contact rate was the 5th lowest of any qualified starter, as measured by Fangraphs. That wasn't a fluke. Keuchel ranks among the best in the league in those regards on a yearly basis. Keuchel may top out at 4 years but should command a premium average annual value despite coming with a qualifying offer. His suitors should be similar to those of Corbin. 5. Craig Kimbrel, Cardinals, 4 years, $70. Kimbrel has been one of the best closers in baseball since taking the job for the Braves in 2011. In his 8 full seasons, he's made the All-Star team 7 times and placed in the Cy Young voting 5 times. Over the past 3 years, he's struck out 42.3% of batters faced, leading all MLB relievers. He's third among relievers during that time with an average fastball of 97.6 miles per hour. Like many closers, Kimbrel's control is not a strong suit, but he's so hard to hit that it generally doesn't matter. We think Kimbrel is more likely to beat Wade Davis's average annual value record for relievers, $17.33, than he is to reach our oldest Chapman's record-setting $86 total. Because Kimbrel signed an extension with the Braves in 2014, he reaches free agency more than a year older than Chapman and Kenley Jansen were when they hit the open market. A return to Boston could be possible, or teams like the Cardinals, Angels, Cubs, Braves, Phillies, Mets, and Twins could get involved. Kimbrel was issued a qualifying offer from the Red Sox. 6. Yasmani Grandal, Nationals, 4 years, $64. Grandal is the best available free agent catcher. He turns 30 in November and his 116 WRC ranks 4th among all catchers from 2016 to 18. He's 2nd among all catchers with 73 home runs during that time. Grandal is a switch hitter and is above average against both righties and lefties, though Grandal took his lumps defensively in the postseason and does allow a lot of passed balls. He's one of the game's best pitch framers and has been above average in terms of caught stealing rate over the past 4 seasons. Overall, Grandal is one of the better catchers in baseball, and he has a shot at the 5-year contract standard reached by Brian McCann and Russell Martin, while many teams will prefer trading for Marlins backstop JT Real Muto to signing Grandal. Only one can get Real Muto and the prospect cost will be substantial. The Dodgers have issued Grandal a qualifying offer but could otherwise move on. The Nationals, Rangers, Twins, Red Sox, Astros, Angels, Phillies, Mets, Braves, and Rockies could be suitors. 7. Nathan Ivaldi, Red Sox, 4 years, $60. Ivaldi, 29 in February, has long been one of the hardest-throwing starting pitchers in baseball. He averaged 97.2 miles per hour on his fastball this year, second only to Luis Severino and Noah Syndergaard. The key piece for the Marlins in the 2012 Hanley Ramirez trade with the Dodgers. Ivaldi moved on to the Yankees in a 2014 swap. He went down for his second Tommy John surgery in August 2016. His first one was in high school. Ivaldi remained in the alleys this season, working for the Rays and Red Sox, despite the premium velocity. 2018 was the first season Ivaldi managed to strike out more than 20% of the batters he faced, even more than last year's early market darling, Tyler Chatwood. Ivaldi is a tantalizing power arm with remaining unlocked potential and figures to be a popular free agent. That popularity could push the bidding to 4 years despite the fact that a player with this lack of durability has never reached that plateau. The Red Sox could try to bring him back, and otherwise the Astros, Rangers, Braves, Phillies, Nationals, Dodgers, Angels, Giants, and Yankees could be in the mix. 8. AJ Pollock, Giants, 4 years, $60. Like fellow free agents Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Josh Donaldson, Andrew McCutchen, and Matt Harvey, Pollock was one of the best MLB players of 2015. Unfortunately, that was the only time Pollock exceeded 113 games in the past 5 seasons. His injuries have run the gamut: a broken hand, an elbow fracture, a groin strain, and this year a thumb fracture. Pollock, 31 in December, just doesn't seem to have the durability to merit the 5-year deals landed by Lorenzo Cain and Dexter Fowler. Even if some of his injuries have been fluky in nature, nonetheless, he put up a healthy 110 WRC with the bat this year and reached 134 at his peak. He also plays an acceptable center field in a free agent market where the only real alternative is Adam Jones. The Giants, White Sox, Indians, and Phillies could be possibilities, though Pollock comes with a qualifying offer attached. 9. J.A. Happ, Angels, 3 years, $48 Happ, 36, has emerged as one of the top starting pitchers in this free agent class. The lefty experienced a career resurgence upon a 2015 trade to the Pirates, with success that largely continued throughout a subsequent 3-year contract with Toronto. Happ was dealt to the Yankees in July of this year and recorded a .69 ERA in 11 starts. He can be prone to the long ball, but Happ put up a career-best strikeout rate this year and generally limits walks. Rich Hill was signed through his age 39 season. It's plausible Happ could be inked through age 38 on his own new 3-year pact. Quite a few contending teams could see value in installing the quality veteran, particularly those that fail to land or aren't enamored of higher-priced options. 10. Michael Brantley, Braves, 3 years, $45 Brantley, 32 in May, hit .305, .362, .459 over the last 2 seasons as the Indians' left fielder. He has spent his entire major league career in the organization following his inclusion in the 2008 CC Sabathia trade with Milwaukee. The concern is Brantley's health, as he was limited to 101 games from 2016-17 due to shoulder, biceps, and ankle injuries, all of which involved surgery. He still should have enough interest to land a 3-year deal coming off a 143-game season in which he was typically excellent at the plate. The Indians could bring him back if they can fit him into the budget, though they chose not to issue a qualifying offer. He'll otherwise have a similar market to McCutchen, though Brantley hits from the left side and has historically carried fairly notable platoon splits. 11. Andrew McCutchen, Cubs, 3 years, $45 Aside from Harper, Brantley and McCutchen are the best corner outfielders on the free agent market. McCutchen, 32, is several years removed from his MVP caliber stretch with the Pirates but remains a very good hitter. After 9 seasons as the Pirates' center fielder, McCutchen was traded to the Giants and switched to right field. After hitting only 3 home runs in the season's first 2 months, Kutch went on to hit .259, .374, .447 in his final 452 plate appearances for the Giants and Yankees. He could fit with the Cubs, Indians, Rays, Cardinals, Braves, White Sox, or Phillies. 12. Yusei Kikuchi, Padres, 6 years, $42 Kikuchi, a 27-year-old lefty starter, has pitched for Japan's Seibu Lions for the past 8 years. The Lions will reportedly honor Kikuchi's request to be posted this winter, thus freeing him to negotiate with any MLB team. He battled shoulder issues this year and has only once exceeded this season's innings total of 163 2/3. Kikuchi profiles as a mid-rotation arm. In MLB, he'll be the first player subject to the new NPB MLB posting agreement, which should serve to lower fees for MLB teams by tying the player's release fee to the size of his contract. For example, a $42 in contract would result in a release fee of $7.975 placing the total commitment in this scenario around $50. Kikuchi will draw interest from contenders and rebuilding clubs alike. 13. Josh Donaldson, Cardinals, 1 year, $20 Donaldson, 33 in December, presents a potential impact bat on a short-term deal. He's a late-blooming third baseman who became a star for the A's in 2013 and won the AL MVP award in 2015 after a trade to the Blue Jays. He missed significant time due to a calf injury in 2017, but went nuts with 22 home runs over the final 2 months that year. Donaldson hit the DL this year in April with right shoulder inflammation and then went on the shelf again in late May for his calf that involved a 60-day DL stint, with Donaldson being traded to the Indians before he was activated. Donaldson did make a brief but promising return to action late in 2018 and could land a multi-year deal on the strength of his offensive ability. That said, he's arguably better served to take a 1-year pact and re-establish his health. We're guessing the famously competitive Donaldson will bet on himself. The Cardinals, Twins, Angels, Phillies, Braves, and White Sox could be options. 14. Charlie Morton, Phillies, 2 years, $32 Morton, 35 in November, emerged as one of baseball's top dozen strikeout artists among starters over the past 2 years with the Astros. Among those with 300 innings over that span, Morton ranks 6th with a 95.4 mile-per-hour average fastball velocity. He's aged like a fine wine, adding velocity and changing his game from the ground ball pitcher of his Pirates years. Morton, a family man with 4 children, I wasn't sure as of April whether he'd pitch in 2019. More recently, he said he will keep going, adding that he would like to re-sign with Houston. The Astros surprisingly chose not to issue a qualifying offer, which could be an indication that they're thinking of moving on from Morton for some reason. Morton will entertain many 2- or even 3-year offers on the open market, especially unencumbered by a QO. If he doesn't return to the Astros, Morton has cited proximity to his wife's family in Delaware as a major factor that could put the Phillies and Nationals as frontrunners. 15. Wilson Ramos, Astros, 3 years, $36 With just a week left in a breakout 2016 contract season, Ramos tore his right ACL, the same one he'd torn 4 years prior. Dreams of a monster 4- or 5-year deal evaporated, and Ramos took a 2-year, $12.50 guarantee with the Rays. He rounded back into form this year, catching nearly 800 innings for the Rays and Phillies and leading all backstops with a 131 WRC. The 31-year-old seems primed for a solid 3-year deal, perhaps with a team that can give his knees a break with some time at designated hitter. The Astros, Red Sox, Athletics, Angels, Rockies, or Dodgers could work, as could a return to D.C. 16. Marvin Gonzalez, Twins, 4 years, $36 Gonzalez, 30 in March, has been a valuable super utility player throughout his 7-year Astros career. He's capable of playing all 4 infield positions, as well as left field, prompting agent Scott Boras to nickname him Swiss G, a switch hitter. Gonzalez has been every bit as productive as McCutchen and Brantley over the last 2 years, though much of his success is concentrated in a breakout 2017 season. Gonzalez was shockingly one of the dozen best hitters in baseball that year, but dropped back to a 104 WRC in 2018. He did at least manage a stronger 122 mark from June onward. Gonzalez has never reached 600 plate appearances in a season, nor has he tallied 700 innings at any one position. Whether it's as a super utility player or a regular, Gonzalez is an easy fit onto more than half the rosters in baseball. The Twins, Cubs, Angels, Brewers, Tigers, Blue Jays, Phillies, Nationals, and Rockies are among the many fits. 17. Juris Familia, Twins, 3 years, $33 Familia, 29, excelled as the Mets' closer from 2015-16, posting a 2.20 ERA and 9.8 K, 9 in 155 and 2/3 innings. He was arrested on a domestic violence charge in November 2016, but the charge was dismissed the following month. The following year, MLB gave a statement on the matter and suspended Familia for 15 games. Early in the 2017 season, Familia was diagnosed with an arterial clot in his right shoulder, which resulted in surgery and more than 3 months on the DL. This year, Familia hit the DL in June for shoulder soreness, though he missed the minimum 10 days. He closed out his season in Oakland after a July trade to the A's. Only a dozen relievers threw harder than Familia this year, and he could even be popular enough to warrant a 4-year deal. 18. Zach Britton, Astros, 3 years, $33 Britton might have been the best reliever in baseball upon the conclusion of his dominant 2016 season for the Orioles. The lefty had allowed just 4 runs in 67 innings, generating ground balls at a historic 80% rate, the highest mark since the stat began being tracked. However, a strained forearm cropped up in April 2017, which quickly recurred after he was activated from the DL in May. He missed 2 months after that and was also shut down early in September with a knee injury. Worse yet, Britton ruptured an Achilles tendon in December 2017, delaying his 2018 debut until June 12. He joined the Yankees' elite bullpen in a July deal. Despite a 3.00 ERA over the past 2 seasons, Britton's 7.3 K, 9 and 4.5 BB, 9 were unimpressive. However, he's still throwing over 95 miles per hour from the left side, and he's still getting ground balls more than 70% of the time. Given Britton's 3-year stretch of dominance as the Orioles' closer from 2014 to 16, his market should be robust even if he's yet to return to form. There might not be a better arm to dream on in the current class. The Astros, Cubs, Red Sox, Twins, Angels, Cardinals, Mets, Phillies, and Dodgers could be involved. 19. David Robertson, Mets, 3 years, $33 Robertson, 34 in April, has been a paragon of durability, pitching 60 relief innings in each of the past 9 seasons. He became the Yankees' closer in 2014, serving in that role for the White Sox as well until being traded back to New York in 2017. Robertson is difficult to hit and continually puts up huge strikeout rates, getting the most out of a fastball in the 92-mile-per-hour range due to incredible extension. Robertson has made the interesting choice to represent himself in free agency, and we think he has a good case for a 3-year deal despite the fact that he's entering his mid-30s. Robertson, Juris Familia, Zach Britton, and Adam Ottavino make up a second tier of relievers who should do quite well in free agency. 20. Hyunjin Ryu, Dodgers, 3 years, $33 after dominating the Korea baseball organization with the Hanwha Eagles from 2006 to 12, Ryu was posted for MLB teams, and the Dodgers won his negotiating rights. The two sides hammered out a 6-year deal, which went quite well for the first 2 seasons. Unfortunately, the big lefty made just one big league start from 2015-16 due to shoulder and elbow injuries. Those issues are in the rearview, but Ryu still only made 39 starts from 2017-18 due to hip, foot, and groin injuries. That said, Ryu was excellent in his 82 1/3 regular season innings this year, posting a 1.97 ERA, 9.7 K, 9, and 1.6 BB, 9. Given his injury history, teams may be reluctant to commit a third year to Ryu, who enters his age 32 season. However, that might be the cost of doing business given his success when he does pitch. He'll need a team willing to tolerate health risk, and a return to the Dodgers could make sense for both sides. The Dodgers are obviously already rife with rotation options, but no team in the game has prioritized rotation depth, or shown a willingness to take health risks, like Los Angeles in recent seasons, and retaining Ryu could make it easier for them to explore trading from that depth as they pursue other upgrades. The Dodgers' choice to issue Ryu a qualifying offer suggests they are indeed interested in a reunion. Sorry, had to do it. 21. Adam Ottavino, Yankees, 3 years, $30 Ottavino, 33 in November, will use an excellent contract year as a springboard to a strong contract. Originally a Cardinals' first-round draft pick, Ottavino had some success out of the Rockies' bullpen from 2012 to 14 before requiring Tommy John surgery in May 2015. He came back strong for the second half of 2016 but hit the DL in May 2017 with shoulder inflammation. That became a lost year in which Ottavino walked more than 16% of batters faced. Then, as wonderfully detailed by Travis Sawchik for Fangraphs, Ottavino rebuilt himself out of a vacated 9 West shoe store during the 2017-18 offseason using advanced technology. He went on to rank 8th among qualified relievers in strikeout percentage, 36.1%, and should be able to land a 3-year deal. 22. Nelson Cruz, Twins, 2 years, $30 Cruz, 38, has averaged 41 home runs per season over the past 5 years for the Orioles and Mariners. Though he is easily one of the best available bats, he's strictly a designated hitter at this stage in his career. The Mariners, who are tight on payroll space, might choose to let him leave. American League contenders with fully open DH spots are hard to come by, but the Twins, Astros, White Sox, and Royals could be options, because Cruz has previously received a qualifying offer in his career. The Mariners aren't able to issue one when it would otherwise look likely that he is free of draft pick compensation certainly doesn't hurt his case. 23. Jed Lowry, Athletics, 3 years, $30 Only 2 second basemen, Jose Ramirez and Jose Altuve, have been better than Lowry by measure of WAR over the past 2 seasons. Injury and performance issues had clouded Lowry's outlook, but since the start of 2017 the switch hitter boasts a 121 WRC and has appeared in 310 games. Lowry will turn 35 next April, however, so he'll be fighting to land a 3rd year on his contract. There's mutual interest in a return to Oakland, while the Twins, Orioles, Blue Jays, Angels, Cubs, Brewers, Nationals, Rockies, and Dodgers could also be in the mix. We think his value could max out at 3 years, but it's also possible he takes a slightly more team-friendly 2-year pact with Oakland. 24. Andrew Miller, Red Sox, 3 years, $27 Britton and Miller are the top lefty relief options on the market, and both should do well based more on past success than on their 2018 results. Miller, 33, tallied a 4.24 ERA in 34 innings in a